I'm Brett Brown, and this is your Mountain West Minute. Guys declaring early. You know, they do it every year. That was something you did. It shakes up the draft board. What type of thought process did you have when you made that decision? UNLV and TCU locking up tonight. UNLV has dominated the recent series, winning 5 straight and 12 of the last 13. Prior to the game, TCU point guard Hank Thorns said that the Horned Frogs wanted to run on the Rebels.
If you could talk to Landon right now or just have a conversation with him, what do you think he's thinking when he sees you throwing up the 4-0?
I hope he's happy.
Hey, Coach, what was it like for you to finally walk through those gates and just get to be a football coach? One other note, as you saw in that footage, Hillman's decided to wear number 34. He grew up a big Ricky Williams fan, and while he never got to see him play, he's got great respect for Walter Payton. Those are 2 pretty good guys to try and live up to, and he'll get his chance to do that this fall. Reporting from Dove Valley for The Mountain, I'm Brett Brown.
Brett Brown here with the very special Tuesday Mountain West Minute, and I'm joined by Reggie Rivers to bring you the 2011 Mountain West Award winners. Drum roll, the anticipation builds, and we begin with your Offensive Player of the Year, Kellen Moore. Reggie. He'll be joined by 2 other JUCO guys, Parker Holloway and Jonavon Williams. So a little JUCO influence there, but I guess the story has to be the 2 Bishop Gorman kids that they kept in state. When people think Wyoming, they think wide open spaces, the Wild West, but just because it's the lowest populated state in the nation doesn't mean the university isn't taking steps to go green. And it all starts with recycling. By the way, the Hornets actually won that game, so maybe he fired them up. Smith must have known we were airing our one-on-one with him in Friday's Mountain Sports Report. Here's a sneak peek.
Now, you were a blue-collar, hard-working guy when you were at Fort Collins. That hasn't changed in that program. Do you kind of wish you could have been out there with these guys this year?
Oh, yeah.
Boise State may have been off this past weekend, but one of its top alumni was still making plays on the field. Titus Young, now of the Detroit Lions, recorded his first NFL touchdown this weekend against the Denver Broncos. After the game, I caught up with him, and he was fired up about the TD, the Lions season, and he knows he wouldn't be on the stage if it weren't for the Broncos up in Boise. Now, I hear there's a big game Saturday involving a guy named Tim. The fans love him, the ladies adore him, and when he's in action, all the media attention is on him. No, I'm not talking about Tim Tebow. Tim Miles and his CSU Rams are in action this Saturday as they play host to TCU. Here's Coach Miles on the comparisons to Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow will not be here, though, okay?
San Diego State showed they weren't rebuilding, but rather contending with a win over UNLV on Saturday. 4 days later, they would have their next test as they traveled to the Pit to take on another conference heavyweight in New Mexico. Let's just say it was windy, and when the wind's blowing out, the ball shall follow. Mark, bottom 1, Greg Allen puts his bat upon the ball.
This kid's going to be a great player, but he hadn't hit a home run all season, took advantage of the elements leading off the game, and probably a mistake to start Zach Hartman, their closer, as the starting pitcher. That didn't work out too well for UNLV.
Same inning, third baseman Ryan Munoz, Oppo Boppo, 2-run shot, 3-0 Aztecs. They're hot early. To the bottom of the second, bases jacked, Spencer Thornton.
All 3 guys here, all freshmen, doing this damage for San Diego State. Again, they're hot. They scored 15 runs yesterday, 11 in the 9th inning. They just kept it going.
7-0 Aztecs, and at this point, UNLV just gave up, right? Wrong. Third inning with a man on. Trevor Kirk goes yard, and there's that momentum. Let's get out to Vegas. And, you know, there's my man Oscar Belfield warming up. There he is, Hank Thorns. Now, I told you what he said. Horned Frogs wanted to run on the Rebels early on. Well, the Horned Frogs got ran over. Very first play of the game, Anthony Marshall dishes to Mike Moser. He hits the jumper. Then the running Rebels in transition. Marshall finds Chase Stanback in the corner. That's good for 3. The Rebs on the fast break. Marshall to Stanback to Marshall. Marshall to the rack. That's worth another look. Does the ball even touch the ground there? I'm not sure. Then Bryce Masamba throws a party. What kind of party? Block party. Who's invited? Craig Williams. That turns into a fast break, and Mike Moser finishes with the no-doubter. Brett Brown here for The Mountain. Now, Colorado State made the short trip over the border up north for a visit with Wyoming. The border war had a little more build-up this year, with both the Rams and Cowboys off to great starts. Wyoming at 15-3 and Colorado State at 13-4. A win would give one program a huge leg up in the conference race. Let's get out to the 216th edition of the border war. Big build-up to this game all week. Wyoming big man Adam Waddell expressed his desire to beat CSU on Twitter, telling the fans to come out, be loud, and hashtag beat the sheep. and he did his part to get the Cowboys going with that monster jam. That put the Cowboys up 10-4. Luke Martinez adds 3 more with the catch and the shoot. Cowboys by 7. A little under 7 remaining in the half. Leonard Washington slips through the defense and lays it up with ease. He didn't tweet, but he was fired up for this one. Greg Smith doing his best to keep the Rams in the ball game. Buries that 3. He finished with 18 points, 6 rebounds. Now just before half, J.D. Luster pushes the pace, hits Luke Martinez for the finish. A lot of momentum for Wyoming heading into the break. They led 32-19. Now, Tim Miles is knowing to tweet during intermission, and he was very open with his tweet. Quote, their good defense is better than our not very good offense, or, something like that. Case in point, first play of the second half, turnover out of the gate. Martinez can't quite finish, but look out. Leonard Washington brings the house down. One more look. That looks set up right there. That's awesome. 14.5 left. J.D. Luster buries a 3 to put the Cowboys up by 14. And this is how you know it's your day. Everything's going your way. Leonard Washington. Come on, man. Banks open. Call that. Washington had a career-high 32 points, 14 rebounds as Wyoming routs the Rams by 19, snapping CSU's 8-game win streak. Final 70-51.